Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's up, Doug Nation? It's your man, C. Dougie. We are back with another Blitz Talk episode. Conference championships are here on Sunday. Who you got in the AFC? Who do you have in the NFC? Um, Appreciate everybody that joined us on last week's live as we did a conclusion of the Panthers season, talked about what we're looking forward to going into the off season. But again, it's conference championships. We have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills. Then we had the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Washington Commanders. Go ahead and bring up my big brother that's going to be joining us tonight. And that's no other than the Carolinas armchair GM, Mr. CJ. Go ahead and tell the people what's up. Hold on. Before you do that, let me see if your song works because you won it last week. So let's see.
What's up? Cooking up.
What's up, CJ?
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Yeah. So how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I got the flu, but I'm all right though. Yeah. I don't have any bad symptoms, but my son did, and we went in together because I had been feeling warm the past couple of days, but not coughing too bad. But yeah, got the daggone flu, but I'm good.
Yes, sir, man. Like I said, everybody, stay well. I know with these cold temperatures, the southern part of the United States, the southeast has been getting a lot of snow. I mean, it's been frigid out here in Texas, but everybody, bundle up, stay warm, take your vitamins, take that elderberry. Like I said, everybody just get well, man. But that definitely hope
Look,
you get well.
everybody except Charlotte. When I tell you the snow has got to Charlotte and then one of these numbers, except for this last one, it did snow a little bit, but not enough for anything. It was gone by 11 o'clock the next morning. So yeah.
Got you. But yeah, man, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. We may open it up to the chat if the chat wants us to drop the link so they can give us their perspectives on conference championship weekend. But let's go ahead and shout out our sponsor over here at What's Up, Doug, and that is no other than SeatGeek. As we have always done in each video since we've gotten the partnership with SeatGeek, if you have not have an open account with SeatGeek and open a new account, you'll be able to use the code What's Up, Doug for your first ticket purchase and get $20 off your first ticket purchase with the code What's Up, Doug. Again, shout out to our sponsor SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode on What's Up, Doug. So, also, let's shout out our members as well. We have members that signed up. If you would like to sign up for the Dougie Effect, we will drop the link in the chat for you. But let me go ahead and shout out our members. I am going to read them, but let me go ahead and have a slide up next time. I'm going to read them. So shout out to, I call them Red Swarm. Y'all call them Blue Swarm. Nella's Creations, Dig It, Bleezo, CJ himself on the right-hand side to my right, B. Amos, Antonio McClanahan, King Blaze, Derek B, Chillin 7186, and our co-host over here, Uncle Quan. Again, I appreciate everybody that has signed up for that Dougie Effect. It is only 99 cents. I appreciate those members. We will be dropping some more content in the chat after this live to tell you guys what you guys can be looking forward to on next week. So, CJ, with you being a member, you already know the slides. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about, these games. But before we go into the slide, we got a new member already, and that is Mr. Honky Dory. I appreciate you. Go ahead and sign up for that Dougie Effect. And like I said, I told CJ, we're going to see if it plays. It does not mess up.
Every single time.
Let's see.
What's up? Doe with the hot plate. What's up? Doe with the hot plate. What you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey.
Appreciate that, Mr. Honky Dory, for signing up for that membership over here at What's Up, Doug. I definitely appreciate that. But CJ, I was asking which game are you most intrigued about, the AFC or the NFC?
To be honest with you, I'm more intrigued about the NFC. Okay, because I do think that if the Commanders, well, I like to call them the Commodores, but if the Commodores can slow down Saquon Barkley somewhat, I think
Mhm.
they might have a shot at it. I think they might have a shot. I hate to say this, but we all know what's going to happen over in the AFC side. Kansas City's going to win,
Yeah,
and call me what you want, call me what you want, but it's hard to not see that every stinking game the refs always play a pivotal role in Kansas City's game. Okay.
yeah.
Now, that's just from my perspective. If y'all out there, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But I think it's gonna be the same sad song, over in Kansas City. They're gonna get out there, Buffalo's gonna have a shot at the end, and they're gonna get screwed somehow. So
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I used to live in Buffalo, so I also had a privilege of going to see, Kansas City during training camp. So for me, I kind of have a mixed bag, but with Buffalo not being able to make it to the Super Bowl, we know the history of the Buffalo Bills, and their history. I do think this is the opportunity that the Bills can catch the Chiefs slipping. But CJ made a good point. Everybody says the Chiefs have the refs in their pockets. So I mean, can it be an even call game and then Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, can go in there? And I'm not gonna say an upset, but can he finally not go 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? Or is it gonna be same result every year when he goes against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? Who knows? And then shout out
same
Mr.
result.
And then shout out Mr. Honky Door, cheaper than a 4-piece nugget. Yes, sir, Mr. Honky Door. Hey, this is just the beginning of the memberships here. What's up, Dub? We got something more coming in February for you guys. So the members will get first dibs at that ahead of the public. So just make sure you be checking out that membership chat as well. Shout out my big uncle, Red Swarm, for that. He said that membership song is banging. Like I said, we got some more. Hey, we got some more in the trunk, so don't worry about that, man. Don't worry. Um, Antonio McClanahan, appreciate you showing. He said, "What's up, Doug and CJ?" Yeah,
What's
we
up,
got.
Antonio?
Hey, our guy AJ is on the way. He definitely had a work emergency, so he will be pulling up. I think my co-host will be in the chat, but again, I appreciate everybody pulling up. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first slide that we got is no other than obviously the defending two-time Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Will there be a three-peat? The Chiefs have turned back to their playoff form. If you really ask a lot of people how they felt about the Chiefs throughout the regular season, they were up and down. It was really nothing that really made them think that, oh, the Chiefs will go for a three-peat. But what Coach Spag and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are able to put on display last week, they got back to that playoff mojo. 7 sacks. I understand that is the weakness of the Houston Texans is their offensive line, but the way that they did go and get after the quarterback, it looked like they had fresh legs. And for me, playing in Arrowhead, again, playing against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, who I think a coach is very not respected around the league. I think he is one of the GOATs outside of Bill Belichick, who's at UNC right now. I do think Kansas City is back, and I think Buffalo is going to be up to a tall task to go against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. What you got, CJ?
Um, I agree. Now, I put it like this: if Kansas City comes out here and gets 7 sacks against Josh Allen, is going to be a rough day for the Bills. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that the Bills will have to come out like we always like to say with the Panthers. They have to have a balanced attack. They got to get James Cook and I forgot his backup name, number 30 something.
Davis.
Um, yeah. So they have to get out there and they have to get rolling. They have to get them established as well. Not to say that Josh Allen can't sit back there in the pocket, and sling the ball, but if the Chiefs can make them one-dimensional, I think that will be more in favor of the Chiefs, and especially if they can make them one-dimensional, plus being able to get pressure on Josh Allen, that will also go in their favor. So, like I said, I think they have to come out and they got to make sure that they establish, a balanced attack, and hopefully, Mac Hollins will keep his shoes on, while he's out there playing the Arrowhead.
So I'm gonna throw a question out, and I've been thinking this: if it does happen,
Mm.
if the Chiefs do make it to the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna say they win it, but let's just say they win it. Hypothetically, they do win it. Do you see Andy Reid finally retiring?
Nah. One, if they get to the Super Bowl, they're going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Andy rides this train to the wheels fall off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, hey, why not?
I mean, the
Why
only
not?
reason why I asked it is because it's more of, like I said, outside of the trip where he did have the sole trip when he was at Philly,
Mm,
um, I really think, like you said, why retire? Was just a question just to see, what you thought about what he'll possibly do if the opportunity where he's won 3 in a row. I mean,
yeah,
and he's not getting older, and well, he's not getting any younger, he's getting older.
yeah.
But also, I would say this though. Which one? I'm gonna rephrase this question. Which one will retire? Travis Kelce or Andy Reid? There you go. That's a better question.
Oh, which one will retire first?
Yep.
Mm, Probably still Andy Reid, because I'm not going to rule out Reid being like, you know what, I've won 3 in a row. Let me go ahead and go out on top. So I'm not going to rule that out. But I think Reid goes before Kelce though. Oh, retires. Let me not say goes before Kelce.
I'm gonna say Kelce. I really feel like
Mm,
Kelce doesn't have anything else. There's nothing else for him to do. Like, he's won 3 in a row. You can tell he's
mm,
slowed down in the regular season. I even told you whenever I went to training camp, he was like, I had a Kelce. He looked bad. Like, and I thought,
mm.
his practice habits were translated over to the game, which it kind of did in the beginning of the season, but then he picked up steam towards the end. So for me, I
But
think
hey,
I
but
was
Doug.
go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. My
No,
bad.
no, no, no. I was just gonna say, I think it'll be Travis. What you got?
I was going to say, do you think that was a situation where, it was more of a play calling thing where, they stopped force feeding Travis Kelce the ball. They were spreading the ball around more. But as the season went on and later on, it was, more opportunities opened up for him. He was, he was able to get more receptions and contribute. Because I think I had him on one of my fantasy teams, and I was about this close from cutting him, first part of the season. And then,
And that's how I would say
it
it
was
was
very
more of the
sporadic.
drops. It was more of the
Mm,
drops for me because I felt like
okay.
he just wasn't there. He was like mentally, he was not there. Physically, he was there to collect the checks, but mentally, he was not there. So for me, like I said, it's just if I had to choose either or, I would say I think it's Travis Kelce will retire before Andy Reid.
Okay.
So all right, let's go to our next slide. The next,
Oh,
go ahead. What you got?
oh, I was going to ask you, do you think that this game is going to come down to the refs, or is it going to come down to the play on the field?
I hate this discussion, but it is a true because like Will Anderson, unsportsmanlike kind of hit. He didn't even hit Patrick Mahomes in the head. He literally hit his own teammate, and
Yes,
that penalty could have resulted in a different play of the game. So for me, um, I don't want to say that, but it's evident that the refs have made some favorable calls with the Chiefs. And if I do have to say that there's one particular player that did have that, and that was Tom Brady. Tom Brady with the tuck rule was because of him. So there have been
mm,
favorable calls with Patrick Mahomes, but I just want a clean game. I don't want anybody hurt. I want the rest to stay out of it. Again, like I'm more of a basketball guy. Like I said, I love football. I play basketball, but I transitioned to football. Like we say in basketball, don't put the game in the refs' hands. So that's the one thing that it's got to be a toss up with, but I will hope not. I really hope it's a clean game, you know, again, because I really do want Josh Allen to that kryptonite of Patrick Mahomes. Like it'll be 0 for 4. There's nothing else that he can do. Like just like Lamar. I mean, I know we're talking about another quarterback that just lost to Josh Allen, but that's the same thing about Lamar. Lamar can win all these MVPs, but he can't get to that AFC Championship game or get to that Super Bowl. It's gonna be the same thing with Josh Allen. He can, have a good season, do this against different quarterbacks, but when it comes to the AFC Championship game or making it to the big dance, he can't do it because he can't get past Patrick Mahomes. So I'm
Yeah.
really hoping the refs are not in their pockets on that.
Hey, now you said don't put it in the ref's hands, but I mean, if the ref, reaches in your pocket and takes your money, and looks at you and say, hey, whatever. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what can they do? And that seems to be the case lately. It's not that they're putting it in the ref's hand. The ref just go up to him and be like, hey, cuz you're not gonna like this, but I'm about to call for them, and that's
Yeah.
just how it's going to be. And you're going to lose. Those memes. Those memes that come out every time they give a call to the Chiefs, and that you see the player in the helmet, running down the field, and then you see the ref, and the ref look over, and the ref be like, and then he'll throw the flag after something happened. That's how it feels now every game for when you're watching Kansas City.
Yeah.
At some point in a critical moment of the game, the refs are going to do something, and it's
Yeah.
typically always for Kansas City. So.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, that's a fact. I can't even argue with it. Like, that is definitely a fact that, there's been a call, even in the regular season, that it seems like I'll go with Atlanta. It was that questionable call when they played Atlanta. When they played Carolina. Also, was it the first time they played Denver on the road? So even the Chargers, there have been questionable calls all season where, like you said, the ref is basically pull my pocket out or give you a look. Oh, you're supposed to throw the flag. So I'm really hoping the refs stay out of it. Just let let the men play ball, and whoever wins, wins. But we also know the NFL is a money league too. So
we shall see.
But yeah, the next thing we're going to talk about is those Washington Commodores, Commanders, Commodores, however you want to say it. Are they truly still the underdogs in the playoffs? That is the question that I put on the slide. The impressive run, the way that they went in Tampa Bay, and definitely the way that they went into Detroit last week. I think there's no other. You're not going to second guess them. Like, they're literally who they are. They're led by Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is a generational talent that I think people were so mind blown by CJ Stroud. Just look at what this man is able to do. And I think had a better rookie year than CJ Stroud. I'm not comparing the players, but I'm just looking at, making it to the NFC Championship game, possibly being he's a sixth rookie to make it to a championship game, but then he's going to be the first to make it to the Super Bowl if he beats the Philadelphia Eagles. So what you think about, that turnaround with Dan Quinn, drafting Jayden Daniels, then having Adam Peters as the GM? It's just a new reign or a fresh smell in Washington, because Washington was basically the laughingstock of the NFL last year and turned around, and now they're in the NFC Championship game against their divisional opponent.
Well, I think Dan Quinn went in there, and mind you, he's the defensive coach. He was defensive coordinator with the Cowboys before he went to Washington. Okay, so he went in defensive side of the ball. They added some pieces. They had a really good draft, I do believe. Washington already had, a few pieces on offense. You bring in an Austin Eckler, and I think Austin Eckler is very undervalued as far as the turnaround for the Commanders as well. You see him doing some of the things that he did in LA with the Chargers, but he has been out for a little while. So, and and I hate to keep comparing this back to Carolina, but it's like I said, you bring a player in, especially like Jayden Daniels. Okay, now mind you, things were bad last year, but this is a new year, so you get somebody. I don't know if did he bring in I'm sure they brought in a different offensive coordinator. I can't remember who
their offensive coordinator is. He used to
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Okay, forgot about that. So you bring in the Cliff Kingsbury. Okay. And he gets Jayden Daniels, suited in his offense, and let me see, settled. I'm sorry. He gets him settled in his offensive scheme. And I think that he is taking advantage of this young man's skills. One, sometimes it's like you question, like, oh, okay, well, he can run. All right, but can he beat you with his arm? Absolutely. Okay, he can run. He can throw. He has great decision-making skills, but he also has a nice supporting cast around him. He has a decent offensive line. He has a veteran tight end in Zach Ertz. He got a number 1 wide receiver in Terry McLaurin. A couple good backups. What's some De'Ami Brown, from
Amari
Carolina.
Brown from Carolina.
A man named
Zach
Zacchaeus.
Ertz, but you got Zacchaeus, but don't forget about Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has definitely rejuvenated
Yeah.
his career from what he was one of the top tight ends in Philly, went to get his bag at Arizona, got hurt in Arizona, and then made it to Washington. But you got to look at what you just said, the offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury knows exactly how to use him before he got hurt at Arizona, and then look at his numbers that he's able to do with a rookie quarterback, which you're supposed to be that protective blanket for the quarterback.
Yeah, and look, he came from Arizona. So who did he coach in Arizona? Kyler Murray, another mobile quarterback. Okay, now mind you, everybody gonna be like, well, Kyler Murray the same size as Bryce Young, and Jayden Daniels is so much taller. Whatever. However tall he is, he came in there and he's taking advantage of his skill set. He has the right coach. He has the right offensive coordinator. He's in the right scheme, and as you can tell right now, they're locked in. They are completely locked in. So I would say, and I'm not gonna lie, if you ask my personal opinion, I would say Philly might be more of the underdog than the Commanders. To be
We're gonna get
perfectly
into
honest
that.
with you,
You already know.
because if they can slow Saquon Barkley down ever so slightly, all right. Because think about it, they were close to losing this last game with the Rams. I think the weather was the deciding factor because Saquon ran wild in that snow. All right. And it took what was it? I forgot. Was it last play or because the Rams were in the red zone?
They're in the red zone.
Drive.
They went for it on fourth down, and then it was like a 4th and 6. Matthew Stafford threw the ball out of bounds.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my thing is, I heard somebody say one time that when Carolina came close to tying that game at the end versus the Eagles, that the Eagles were the Eagles didn't play to their potential. They took us for granted. All right. We caught them slipping one day because it was just Carolina, but my thing is this, if the Eagles come out here and, they get caught slipping and Washington comes out here and takes advantage of it, you're going to see Washington in the Super Bowl more than likely. All right. But they damn sure got a good chance. And like I said, I wouldn't put them as an underdog at all. If it was me, I'd say this game is about 50-50, and we're gonna have to wait for it and see.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, you really don't know until the helmets come on and the game plan is going, because again, a lot of people ruled out the Commanders week 1. When they went on 4th down in the very beginning of the game, it was like, oh, they're desperate, but they've been doing it all season. So again, I think Jayden Daniels goes. This team goes as how Jayden Daniels goes. And if the number 1 defense in Philadelphia Eagles, are able to shut down Jayden Daniels, then it's going to be a long day. Because again, you can have a Brian Robertson, you can have an Austin Eckler with trying to run the ball, but when you have that front 7 that's just relentless, it's going to be a hard day and a long day for the Commanders' offense. And my bad, Quan, I did see your comment. That's my bad. As CJ went ahead and said that. Illmatic, I did see you said, what's going on, Dougie? I appreciate you pulling up, man. Nakari, I know this is you, man. I definitely appreciate you pulling up as well. Man. Like I said, shout out to Nakari. I know he gonna be like, Dougie, you have to do that. That is the person that's behind the hot plate, homie. Intro for our members. So I definitely appreciate him doing that for me, man. Like I said. Again, Nakari, I appreciate you, man. And
hey,
again,
Nakari, I'm gonna need a revised one now too, sir, if you don't mind.
But yeah, like I said, and again, I appreciate everybody that's pulled up. Again, if you have not hit the like button for us, hit the like button. If you're not a member at What's Up, Doug, getting the Dougie Effect badge on you, definitely do that, because again, in February, I want everybody to get the opportunity to join this movement that we have coming in February. So go ahead and get that 99-cent. What is it? Darn, too, I went blank. Members badge. So again, I appreciate everybody that has joined us tonight. We're going to continue to get into. We will drop the link here in a few as well. Our next slide is the Philadelphia Eagles. We just talked about it. Saquon does it again. Who I really think deserves to get the MVP right now. He had 26 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the question that I want to present to CJ in the chat is, can Barkley and the Eagles defense stop their division opponent to make it back to the Super Bowl? And when you look at it, the time that the Commanders did beat the Eagles, Jalen Hurts went down and A.J. Brown did not play in that game. So for me, Saquon Barkley has a hold. He's taking it to the house. Point blank, period. Like he looks more healthier now than any time I was able to see him in the New York Giants uniform. And that's shocking because I didn't think he had that quick of a burst. I knew Saquon can take off, but the burst he has is ridiculous. But the problem lies is, Illmatic, I appreciate you, my guy, for joining the Dougie Effect. Let me go ahead and see if we're going to work 3 times.
Hey, what you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up? Hey, what you cooking up?
Appreciate that, Ill. But yeah, I think Jalen Hurts hasn't looked healthy, and Jalen Hurts has not looked like the. I don't know. I don't know if it's Kellen Moore. I don't know if it's Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts cannot do what he's been doing really on the back end of the regular season into the playoffs. Because if they stop the run and that Dan Quinn defense that he was at Dallas, now he's the head coach at the Commanders and he knows what he's doing. Do I really trust Jalen Hurts? He has to prove it. I mean, if he wants all the doubters to prove or say that, he's not, has pieces around him, he can lead the team. Because again, Saquon's going to do it. You're not going to stop Saquon all game, but he's going to need some help as well. Go ahead, CJ, while I read some of these comments.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the key piece. If they are able to slow Saquon down, because they're not going to completely stop him, all right? But if they are able to slow him down and get pressure on Jalen Hurts, I think that was a key point I was saying. If they can slow Barkley down, but they also have to be able to get pressure on Jalen Hurts, they can't just let Jalen Hurts sit back there with no pressure and be able to pick them off. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Jalen Hurts come up limping in this past game too against the Rams?
So his knee got twisted. He's been a full participant both practices this week. So that is to give you a heads up with that.
Okay. All right, I got you. Hold on, Doug. Can you put Nakari's comment up there?
Which one? Oh, it worked?
No, Saquon. The one about Saquon.
Okay, let me catch because I see Quan had a good one. Saquon came up for 300 and still going to throw. Correct. That is a fact. That is a fact.
Hey, like I said,
Quan had a good point right here too.
2018,
Barkley was crazy. He became my favorite back at that time. Glad he's healthy and able to showcase what he truly is. Correct.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and Nakari just said it, like Barkley can do all that and they can still lose the game. That's the part that, again, what Jayden Daniels was able to do against the juggernaut offense of the Lions with having a Jared Goff. The problem that I think is going to lie is Jalen Hurts has to have a clean game. He can't do what Jared Goff did because we see how explosive that offense is. The only thing that's going to stop Jayden Daniels in their offense is the weather, just like it did with the Rams. Even though the Rams play in a dome, that snow is going to slow you down. But if it's clear and it's cold, it's all ball because again, they're division opponents. They both split. Dan Quinn definitely knows, that offense. And he also knows Kellen Moore too. So
hey, and you gotta remember too, Doug. Okay, they have Dan Quinn. What have I been screaming all season long? You got your defensive coordinator has to know how to adjust. Okay, because just think about this. That's the same Detroit Lions offense that went out there. What was it? The last game they played in the regular season against the Vikings and completely ran them all the way back to Minneapolis. Okay, so
Yeah.
then you get out there and this Detroit Lions defense, they're no slouch, and Daniels and them just walked up and down the field on them the entire game. I mean, I want to say they had 31 points at halftime and put 40 on them by the end of the game.
Yeah. That
So
that
that's the
last
thing.
turnover by Goff was just ridiculous because they weren't supposed to get points. And I think the game would have possibly looked different going into half,
Mhm.
them being down by single digits. But he threw that end zone pick, and
Yep.
lo and behold, look what happened.
Yeah, who was it? Sandstrill. Another draft pick, another
Yep.
rookie, another piece of that drafted they had. Well, he had what at least 2 interceptions that game, 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think at least 2.
He had two.
But yeah. Mhm.
I'm laughing at the car because he said it feels weird. You're not talking about the Panthers seeing you two on the screen together. Nah, we're gonna talk about the Panthers. This is just the segment on What's Up, Dub. We do this every Thursday. Like I said, it's not just gonna be Panthers, and with us having memberships now, we're gonna do more content, pushing on the membership side, on the content side, and it's off season. So again, conference championship is prevalent right now. Like I said, for the members, they will get early access to what we have coming up next, which is a Panther topic. We do have one of the big Panther content creators that will be joining us. So I think a lot of people will be intrigued on that collab who we have coming over here. What's up, Doug? Go ahead, CJ.
I just want to say I'm only here because I have the flu and my wife won't let me in the house. So I'm sleeping in the office.
Nella's Creations. I hope she heard that so she can write a comment and let
Yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah, she know I'm lying. she know I'm lying.
Hey, MDJ365, I appreciate this comment. Hurts and Brown seem to not quite be on the same page, but that line and Barkley is going to miss.
Literally.
So I'm gonna ask this question: do you think that this is the last year that AJ Brown will be in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform with how things have went with him and Jalen Hurts down the stretch?
Is he a free agent this year?
I did say free agent. Do you think they'll trade him? My apologies. I did use the wrong term.
Nah. If he was a free agent, yeah, they'll probably move on. I don't think so. And you know, there's been little things here and there, and they always come out with the classic corporate response. You know, everything is fine. Don't read into what I'm saying. Blah 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 blah. Well, my thing is, if you don't want people to read into what you're saying, then why do you say it in the first place? You know, the thing is, you got to remember, you're talking to media, you're doing this, that, and the third. You have to be careful of what you're saying because people are going to take it out of context. You have to be careful what you're doing on the sideline because people will take it out of context. Him, you know, reading the book or whatever he was doing, you know, on the sideline, they're going to take any little thing they see and it's a rift between AJ and Jalen. This blah 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 blah. You know, whatever. But man, I don't know. I want to say on the strength of both of them that everything is cool and they're fine. It's just, you know, these little things have blown up from much of nothing. But I can't sit here and, you know, confidently say that that's 100% true. Yes. I'm here so I don't get fined. Appreciate that, Uncle Quan.
Well, Quan, know your fine is coming in the mail. Just know that your fine is coming in the mail.
Hold on, put the next one up.
I know that's why.
Hey, it was funny because I told her, I said, babe, I said, do we have a sleeping a blow up mattress? I said, I'll turn my desk sideways. I said, you know, shoot, I got the space heater right here. I just lay on the floor and sleep out here. That's what she said, but I could.
All right, let's see.
But yeah, man, we'll see. I don't want to say yay or nay to that right now.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our last team of the Final Four, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen putting the team on his back since game one, also in the playoffs. But also, we cannot forget about James Cook, Dalvin Cook's little brother. The Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen showdown again. Can the Bills dethrone the champs finally? And like CJ opened up, this is the year it possibly can happen. But we just look at the calls that have been given to the Chiefs And if the refs are not in the game, I think Josh Allen does have an opportunity to do it this year. A player that I think is going to be an X factor that has not done anything since he's been drafted is
Mm-hmm.
Amari Cooper.
Mm.
And Amari Cooper, I was thinking he would have, shown signs or shown glimpses, has not done that so far. But the thing for me is Josh Allen knows that this monkey on his back, which is Patrick Mahomes, has to come off eventually. Because if it does not, I don't know what else is going to be done, because then that's going to be coaches possibly getting fired, or something's going to have to be changed. You're going to lose players. You're going to lose offensive linemen. Their offensive linemen, I know a lot of people talk about the Eagles' offensive line, but the Buffalo Bills' offensive line is very nice. And James Cook has came into his own as well, where I think he's going to get a contract extension as well coming up here soon. So for me, I think America is definitely rooting for the Bills and the Bills and the Commanders. But can the refs not interfere in the game and Josh Allen outright beat Patrick Mahomes? What you got, CJ?
Well, I can't lie. I don't give a damn about
Hold
the
on.
Eagles and the
Pause. Quan, no, I did not. I said the monkey on his back. And you're gonna say when I said Patrick Mahomes, no, I no. See,
Hey, but I do got a question though. Did you mean Keon Coleman or Amari Cooper? Because you said when he was drafted.
I meant traded because
Great.
Keon
Okay. All
Coleman.
right. Gotcha.
So Keon Coleman has been doing more, but again,
Mm,
Amari Cooper is still out there. Amari Cooper is not a bad wide
okay.
receiver, but I think they
Yeah.
have too many weapons because they still have two tight ends in Kincaid and Knox. Then they have
Mm,
James Cook. Then they got Keon
mm.
Coleman, Curtis Samuel, and still Amari Cooper. So he has weapons. So it's not like he doesn't have what he needs to fix it. But I mean, again, can the refs get out of it? I'm not even putting that up. Go ahead and say what you got to say. I see the comments you say. Go ahead and say what you got.
Yeah, I'm just mad in the car. I told my wife to change the locks to the house. I'm sorry. That's all. That's why I was laughing at. That's why I was laughing at. But you know what, though? I got to go back to something you said, and you said it earlier, and you said don't put the refs don't put it in the refs' hands, as for them to be able to to be able to help the Chiefs out. So I
Mhm.
will say this: the Bills will have to they're gonna have to beat the Chiefs by about 25 points. They're gonna have to be up on them. They have to come out there and literally whoop their ass.
So
That
hold on,
that's
real quick
that's
before. So
mhm.
basically, the Bills are going to have to do what the Commanders did to the Lions.
Yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
Bills are going to have to pull what the Commanders did to the Lions, because if this is a close game, if coming down the stretch, this is a close game, we all know what's going to happen. But if Buffalo can be on their big boy shit and get out here and do what they got to do,
Mhm.
that's probably the only chance. I don't see them winning a close game. And this time, and I hate to say this because I do like Sean McDermott, but if they can't get past it this time, you might see another head coach in Buffalo. Monkey Magic Mahomes' secret weapon is
Like I said,
on the
I blame
car.
Quan on that one. I blame Quan on that one. But okay,
Oh
so
god.
and I will say this: I think I really am a homer, and I think the card just beat it to me because McDermott hates Cam, so I hate him now. I haven't heard that, but I was gonna say I want Sean McDermott because again, I think Sean McDermott should have been the head coach for the Carolina Panthers before he left to go to Buffalo. And I think Brandon Beane should have been the GM. And the problems that we had would, be good. What's going on, Roadmaster? Um, I again, it's on coaching too. Because again, if Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills cannot beat the Chiefs, what else is
Mhm.
there? Like, again, you're going to lose players. Coach is probably going to get fired. I just don't want that because, again, I like Josh. I like Sean McDermott. I think
Mhm.
Josh Allen, again, a lot of people rolled him off even when he came out of Wyoming.
Mhm.
Um,
But like you said, Doug, think about it. What else is there? You have a MVP candidate quarterback in Josh Allen. You have a very good running back in James Cook. Okay, you have a decent offensive line. You got weapons in Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper. You know, you got Mac Hollins out there. Did you see his outfit when he arrived for the last game?
He's a Tar Heel, but he has me shaking my head every time.
Ah,
Hold on,
you
real
know.
quick, CJ. Let me bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring in our other crew member on here on
Hey
Blitz Talk.
Jay,
What's going on, AJ at All Pro Sports Talk? What's going on, my guy?
What's up with it, CJ and Dougie? What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Like I said, sitting here just talking about the Buffalo Bills right now. Like I said, if you need me to go back, I'll pull the slides up if you want to talk a particular player or team, and then we'll just go from there.
No, I was listening to y'all in the car.
So real quick before CJ, you go again. What you got about the Buffalo Bills, AJ?
I like Buffalo. I know CJ just said that they'll probably fire Sean McDermott if they lose to the Chiefs. I don't think so. You back in the AFC Championship. They just deal with a lot of bad luck. Because the last time they faced the Chiefs, they had 13 seconds left. And they was winning that game.
true.
And they let Tyreek go down there. It's just bad luck. For me, Buffalo got a tall task. They playing in Kansas City for one. For two, they got to beat Kansas City and those referees. We know how the referees
Talk
going to be with
about it.
Mahomes. And you touch Mahomes out of bounds, they throwing the flag. I do think
Flag.
it's tough. And I saw Randy just say it too.
Yeah.
He got a point. That's what I was reading in the chat. Yeah, he's 0-3 against Mahomes and Andy Reid. Josh Allen is. It's tough. It's tough.
Hey, AJ, real quick. So you remember what I told you about? We got a mutual supporter in the car. So I'm gonna ask the question. He says, "All Pro. Every time you make a video, you call the players kids. No, this player's kids, this kid, that kid. Nothing wrong with it. It just gets stuck in my head."
Hey man, that's coaching. That's coaching. That's coaching. But
Hey, I can't. Oh, my
go
bad.
ahead.
Go ahead, AJ.
No, you go
I was
ahead.
just going to interject a little bit. I was going to say I find myself doing it sometimes too because I'm 42, and then when I be thinking about some of these players, I find myself saying this young man, you know that young man. So I kind of get it.
Yeah, you stick. But Doug do it too.
I do it real bad.
Everything but a child of God.
Yeah, for real.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
My bad.
But yeah, I like Buffalo. They faced Denver. They had a lot of good snaps in that matchup. Then they went against Baltimore. Really, you talk about that game, Doug, what happened last week.
Yeah, we kind of touched it because, again, like I said, everything that everybody's saying about Josh Allen, you have to say about Lamar Jackson. He can do all these numbers, be the first quarterback to have this record or that record, but when it comes to putting the money on the line, he always folds. So
that's true. Then I look at it from this standpoint. Buffalo had a tough time covering those tight ends last week.
Yeah.
You got Travis Kelce this week.
True.
So, I mean, how you going to cover that? And I look at Sean McDermott. I think he's a good coach. I know Doug wanted him to be the head coach of Carolina, but, your boy David Tepper got other plans.
We're not. No. We're not doing that. Leave my owner's name out your mouth. He is good. Don't do that.
Steve Wilkes, baby. I'm still mad about Steve Wilkes.
Y'all both about to get put in the backstage. We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight. We ain't doing that tonight.
But yeah, I take Kansas City. I know a lot of people, they tired of Kansas City, but that's how it is. It's like how it was with Brady and the Patriots. You get tired of them winning, but at the end of the day, more than likely, they'll probably be back in the Super Bowl race. Wait, win the Super Bowl? I don't know.
So hold on. Y'all stay right there. Let's go ahead and pull up our next slide. So we got the final four. You got Kansas City, Washington, Philly, and Buffalo Bills. If you guys can give me from your highest odds of making it to the Super Bowl, and regardless, it could be AFC or NFC team. Give me you guys' strongest team right now in the playoffs to the weakest team, in the playoffs right now from these four, which are our final four that's still in the playoffs?
Kansas City the strongest because they had that bye week, and they only lost one game with all their starters in the regular season, and they've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
So I go Kansas City. They got the best quarterback, tight end, wide receivers, and head coach. Weakest team? Commanders look good, Doug. I can't say Commanders, man.
They look
Oh,
good.
somebody made a good point. Peyton Manning didn't do anything in the first 7 years. But I say weakest team. You could say Buffalo, honestly. Look what Washington did last week against Detroit.
Yeah.
And the only thing with Philly that concerns me is Jalen Hurts passing the ball. And they still winning games with him not passing the ball like that.
And one person wrote a comment earlier, and I think it was Nakari that said, imagine if Barkley runs for 300, but then
Jalen
what you
still
call
throws it
it?
away.
They'll still lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the case because you'll win off of time possession.
That's a good point
AJ,
too.
Think about last week. Saquon ran for how was it 205 or was
Right,
it
we got
more
the
than
slot.
that?
They were 205.
Got it. It's right here. It's 26 carries,
bad.
205, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, now he did all of that, and they still almost lost at the end of the game. If it wasn't, I think the weather played a part in that because you had Puka Nacua out there dropping passes like you've never seen him drop in his 2 years in the league. You know what I mean? And like I said, they still almost lost that game. So
it was a fumbles too. The Rams had 2 fumbles.
Curran Williams, when he fumbled that ball, I was like, no, you had all the momentum right there. Like you literally had all the momentum to go and drive. And their defense, but I'm gonna say this about
what's his name, Doug?
Ain't it Curran Williams?
Yeah, Kyron
Williams. My bad. My bad. I knew. Look, I can spell it, but I might can't say it. That's my bad. My bad.
Nah, you good. I'm just as bad. I couldn't help myself though.
No, you good. You know down by me. You know down by me. No, I would say this. CJ got a good point though, AJ, because again, this man ran for 205 and almost lost. 205 and almost lost. And that's where I said it's more pressure on Jalen Hurts than it is Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is playing with house money right now. Again, he's only the 6th rookie to play in a championship game ever. Then he'll be the first if they do beat Philly in Philly. What else is there to really, and if we thought they went for on 4th down a lot in Detroit, I think they're gonna try going 4th down if it's in positive on the opposite side of the field every God blessed time.
Yeah,
because
but
they don't have nothing to lose.
The Commanders can't stop the run though.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I said. Because I said they're not gonna be able to stop Saquon, but if they can keep him somewhat in check and hold him to say, like if Saquon comes out there and has 115, 20 yards, and a touchdown, that would probably be a win for the Commanders. And then that means Jalen Hurts has to make up the difference. And if they can get pressure on Jalen Hurts and keep him uncomfortable, I think Washington has a good shot. But the big if is if they can stop Saquon.
Yeah.
Then you got Jalen Hurts. He got a knee injury too.
Well, he's practiced. CJ asked me that, AJ, and he's practiced both full full participant. Didn't miss any snaps.
He didn't miss snaps last week either. He didn't miss snaps last week, and he didn't look right either. He took 7 sacks.
Well, hold on. And those sacks didn't happen because of his knee. Jalen holds onto the ball too long. That's the problem too with these sacks. He holds on the ball way too long. Either you take off, you throw the ball out of bounds, or you get down to your shutdown play or your shutdown player. You don't hold the ball. That's one thing that hurts Jalen Hurts. He holds onto the ball too long. So you can say those 7 sacks, but they have one of the best offensive lines right now. And I will say this: I think they had the best offensive line in the remaining 4 teams. The problem is Jalen Hurts just holds onto the ball too long.
Would you say he's the weakest quarterback that's left out of the last 4?
Yes. Right now, yes.
Yes,
Man,
absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
I agree
Yep.
with that.
And okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys
Mhm.
this, and I didn't ask it on the slide. I'm gonna pull it back up for the ones that
Okay.
are in the chat. Is Jayden Daniels a top 5 quarterback right now in the league after 1 year?
I hate doing that the 1 year though.
I agree. But I
Ooh.
would just throw some names out that I think that are better than him right now. Obviously, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Lamar,
Mhm.
you got Josh Allen, you got Joe Burrow, and
That's
then I would
5.
put him there because again, it's 1 year, but just like everybody was, I'm not gonna say that word because I don't want to copy anybody, but just how everybody was on that train of CJ Stroud, what happened his second year?
So you think he's better than CJ right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will take that. Again, me and you've had this conversation. If Carolina waited and didn't get Bryce Young, the quarterback, me and you, whenever we first were trying to fill each other out, I said I wanted Jayden Daniels. I started following Jayden Daniels when he was at Arizona State. I wasn't following when he just made it LSU. When he was underneath Herm Edwards, Antonio Pierce, and all those boys out there were with him, and then he left to go to LSU. I already saw the promising in Jayden Daniels. He had a small frame. That's the only thing I was afraid of. But if you put the quarterbacks with last year when we grabbed Bryce and this year, I was all 10 toes down with Jayden Daniels.
Well, I mean, you said though, we compared him to Joe Burrow. He just had more speed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm have to agree with Mr. Hunky Dory. Like top 10, yes. I'm not gonna give him top 5.
All right.
Yeah.
But he is playing great.
So CJ, if you don't mind, give me
Mhm.
your top 10. I mean, it don't have to be in no order. No order. Just give me your top 10 then.
Let me see. You got Patrick, Lamar, Burrow. Well, let me see.
Justin Herbert.
Patrick.
Justin Herbert or Jayden Daniels?
Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I think I take Jayden Daniels over Herbert right now.
Dak Prescott, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden Daniels.
Jayden Daniels.
I already know. I do.
Oh my goodness.
But
I mean, you talk about top 10 quarterbacks. I mean, so you got Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. I think you gotta throw Baker Mayfield in there. He had one hell of a season this year.
pause.
You know.
So we hold on,
Mm.
whoa. We just seen it. So they played in the beginning of the season because that was Jayden Daniels' first game when he played Tampa Bay.
Mm.
Then look at the playoffs. Based off the playoffs, which quarterback are you taking? Just say that game. We're not even going to talk about the whole season.
Well,
Based off of that game.
Okay, I was talking about the whole season. When you talking
Well,
about
I
top
mean,
10 quarterbacks.
you know, I'm messing with you throwing that in there. But
But now
again,
Okay.
Baker balled in that game though.
yeah.
It
Mhm.
just came down to a
Yeah.
fumble.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I love this point, and that's the reason why I say Washington is leading right now. Playoffs, you got to run the ball to win the time of possession. And AJ made that point too. Even though the Eagles are doing it, again, like we said, they can still do it, but Jalen Hurts can cost you the game.
But he not
Mhm.
turned the ball over though.
Yeah, that's the only thing too.
He's just being a quarterback right now. Like he might be the weakest one, but I mean he's not turning the ball. He's not making crucial mistakes that he made last year.
And this is where I'm talking about, Diggy. Like I said, right now, everybody was jumping on CJ Stroud. Oh, CJ Stroud's this, CJ Stroud's that. And then look what happened in his second year. Yes, they
I
had
mean,
injuries, but then he did do, you know, he did kind of take a leap back. Let me read this real quick, AJ, then I'm gonna pass it to you. Appreciate
bet.
my big Red Swarm. He said, if we're only looking at 2024 season, then I must say top 5. I mean, he is a Final Four quarterback. Yeah, that's a point. Appreciate
That's
that,
true.
big Go ahead, AJ.
But I'll say this though about the CJ situation. They still made the playoffs. They won a playoff game. He didn't look
Mm-hmm.
terrible against Kansas City. That old line is abysmal in back-to-back years. I had to fix that line.
Yeah,
How many
And
sacks did they get on him in that game?
they
7.
got 8.
No, 7.
Oh,
It's 7.
They
I
got
got it right
7
here.
on them.
Yeah, 7 sacks right here. 7 sacks
7 on
again.
them.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link too if somebody want to come up.
And they
Oh,
tried to bring in some receiving help with Stephon Diggs, but Diggs got hurt. Then it brought it back Tank Dell. Tank Dell got injured in back-to-back years. So you only had Nico Collins. That was it.
Dalton Schultz had a good game too.
He had Dalton Schultz. He took a step back this year though with those drops.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too. Deontay Johnson, get him out the league. I don't know what people think about picking him back up. Get him out the league.
So I'm gonna ask you this since you say that. Is he the new Antonio Brown?
He ain't even got the talent Antonio Brown had.
Well, I'm talking about head case. Head case.
I think every Steelers receiver is that.
You got a point because George Pickens is a head case right now too.
Yeah. You got Pickens. Juju was like this. Claypool. Don't get me started on Mike Tomlin.
Look, you almost made me slip. I almost said something because you know I know what's really going on. I almost slipped in.
Yeah, don't
and let it be out.
Don't.
Okay, so look, we're gonna keep it going. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that's joined us tonight. Again, if you have not hit that like button, hit the like button. If you're new over here, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. I appreciate CJ at Carolina's. Say it for me, CJ. Go ahead. Well, hold on.
Armchair GM
Pause. CJ, go ahead and tell everybody your new channel while we got it at it right now. CJ, everybody know where CJ was before, but CJ has started a new channel. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at right now, CJ.
Okay, you can find me at Carolina's Armchair GM CJ. Okay, and I'm at all social media Armchair GM CJ.
And go ahead and drop that link too if you don't mind, CJ, in the chat for me, and I'll pin it in the comments for me. But yes, like I said, if you have not hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do so. Also, grab your membership badges. I know people like Doug pushing them these membership badges. It's a reason why I'm pushing them, because once it comes out, I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, Doug, can I grab one?" Because today's prices aren't tomorrow's prices. So while it's right where it's at right now, at least go ahead and spend that 99 cents. We can go ahead and get it out there for you guys. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Go ahead. And then I just did pin CJ's link as well. Let me go ahead and bring up CJ's favorite long
Blue
distance.
Claw. The Panther fan that never was, but should
I'm
be.
telling you, brother. What's good with y'all brothers this evening, man?
Oh, chilling. Sick, but chilling.
Good. Hey, AJ, good to talk with you, brother, man. I follow you. Always enjoy your content. You one of the 5 producers out there, man. So you do great work, and it's a joy to be a fan of yours and follow your podcast, man.
I mean, I appreciate that, man. I was wondering when you're gonna join the live. I knew it was a matter of time.
Yeah, it's hard to get love over here in this Panthers land,
you better say something else, because it ain't
look
no
how they
hard
looking.
love over here.
Yo, put him in the backstage, though.
Yeah,
put him in the
I know you
backstage,
ain't about to
though.
say that.
But I got thick skin. Man. I got thick skin.
You gotta have it in this
Listen,
space.
Hey, go ahead and you bring in the car on my back.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I was just bringing the car on.
Listen, I had an interesting question that entered my mind. Listening to y'all talk about how you would rank the QBs and if Jayden Daniels can be viewed as a top 5 quarterback. So I got an interesting hypothesis or supposed question that I like to raise. Thanks to, I'm not sure who that was. Somebody said they talked about the slump that CJ's having this year.
I'll pull it back up.
Sophomore year slump.
Yeah, sophomore slump.
It was right here.
So I just simply wanted to sort of piggyback off of Digital Burr. How you pronounce that?
Dig it. It's dig it.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it. All right, dig it. So he made me think. He made me think about how do you start to view Jayden Daniels, should he lead this team and win a Super Bowl in his rookie year? I mean, it's largely only been done by two quarterbacks lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, of course, you got Matt Stafford in there. It's hard for me to remember other QBs other than Pat and Brady.
It's six. It's six. So it's six rookie quarterbacks that have led their teams to the AFC and NFC championship games, but there's never been one to do it to make it to the Super Bowl their rookie year.
Okay, so the question was asked: do you view him as a top 5 quarterback in the league? And so I want to get you guys to expand that and give me your thoughts on how we start to view him. Should he lead his team and win a championship this year?
That's a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you want to go, if you view him as a top 5 QB, from the regular season, man, that's one thing. Now, if he goes out here and wins the whole damn Super Bowl, like AJ said, that's a whole different discussion. He might.
And we're talking about an organization that's been terrible for what, Doug? 2-3 decades now?
Yes. That last ownership.
Hey,
yeah, with Dan Snyder.
Hold on real quick. So, Jamari, you said CJ didn't have a sophomore slump. That man put up numbers and went to the Super Bowl. So you're telling me that the defense didn't help this young man make it back to the playoffs? And if
I didn't mean to open up that can of worms. I just
hold on. I did want to say this to Jamari too. Now, all I heard last year was that CJ Stroud made everybody on that team better because they had a trash offensive line. Nobody heard of Nico Collins before CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud made him the player that he is. They didn't. Was this Joe Mixon's first year or second year with him?
First year.
Okay, first year. So
it's called karma, CJ. It's called karma.
I know. I'm not hating on CJ Stroud. I love him to death, and
I'm talking about their fans, the Texans fans.
Well, you know what? Yeah, because that, like I said, that's all I heard was that he elevated everybody around him. He made that whole offense run, do whatever, and he had a terrible offensive line and all of that. Now, yes, he did still lead his team to the playoffs, but if you look at it numbers wise, I ain't gonna necessarily call it like a big slump, but you could tell the difference, especially later on in the season. I'm not gonna say he had a sophomore slump where he just completely fell off the side of the bed or anything, but it was a difference.
And the reason we say that he had a slump is because in his first year we had people anointing him as a top 5 quarterback. Personally, I think that we just got to stop trying to rank rookies and just, let them play. Look at Jared Goff. He would have been a top 50 quarterback his rookie year. He was terrible. We can't keep ranking rookies, give them an all season, let these teams get a bunch of tape. And, that's what happened to CJ. They got the tape. They see if you pressure him, he might make a mistake. And so, I like to give quarterbacks at least 2 years before I try to rank them.
And I agree with that.
What's your name? Say Nakari. No, I don't.
Nakari. No, I don't eat coon. I know.
Okay. I thought it said something else because all I see is COO.
I see that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh no.
Let me change that.
I know you ain't getting back in the house tonight, CJ.
I got the flu. That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Hey, let me say this.
I'm sorry, y'all. My bad.
No, you good. I agree with this part where a little difference, my boy still led his team to the playoffs. We'll give you that. Where was the Texans before this team? I would say this team was different without the D'Amico Ryans because coaching does do something as well. Just look at Dan Quinn. I'll tell you another coach. Look at and this is another topic I'm gonna get you guys to get in once we finish this. But coaching goes into play with that as well. Lovie Smith, we all love Lovie Smith. I think Lovie Smith got the short end of a stick with him being the coach and how they did him. But Lovie Smith is going to be a Hall of Famer whenever that time does come. But the organization was just a dumpster fire. You are correct. Without that coach and without that quarterback, we're not talking about the Houston Texans anymore. So you got to look at the culture because, again, a lot of people are looking at Dave Canales. He's a coach that has changed the culture in Carolina. Look at Dan Quinn. He's changed the culture in Washington. Dan Campbell, yes, they lost. But at the same time, he's changed the culture in Detroit. So speaking of coaches, well, I got everybody up here. We were going to have a coaches carousel slide, but we have some fill-ins now with coaches. The Jets have their new head coach. The Chicago Bears have their new head coach. I know AJ and I are out here. They're talking about either their OC or Kellen Moore. The Bucks with us in the NFC South. That is I don't know what's going on with their offensive coordinator.
I was hoping you would touch on that tonight.
And we're like I said, like I said, this is Blitz Talk. This is not Panthers Talk. This is our daily segment every Thursday. We're going to talk about what's ever relevant in the NFL and try to talk Panthers a little bit here and there. But if anybody can tell me so far, what coaching opening or new coach has caught your eye so far?
That Aaron Glenn situation with the Jets. Why would you put yourself in this situation?
Yeah.
On it.
So I'm gonna ask you this,
they cursed,
real quick. Which one would you rather have? Go to New Orleans Saints or you go to New York Jets?
I'll say a coordinator.
Okay.
And he could have had his pick. I think that he could have certainly gotten in the mix for the Raiders.
Jaguar too.
Yeah, he would have had other options, man. That whole thing about going back to where you played and, they make it too much out of that. He probably went. Now, I know the Saints got a horrible cap situation going on, but it's arguable that the Jets that's just an instant mess. And I know you're going to talk about it. I know we're going to discuss it, but it starts with the quarterback. The head coach needs to have a good relationship between himself, the GM, and the quarterback at a minimum. But I would even go further to say that the owner. You're not going to get that in the Jets, man. Those four ain't going to never align, ever.
Yeah.
And he say it.
Take your time, Red. Take your time.
His skin complexion ain't the right one.
Yeah.
To get him a lot of years.
Talk about it because again, I was.
Yeah, you can say it.
No, hold on. I'll say it for him, AJ. I hope the Patriots never win another Super Bowl or another game the way they did me. Because and I will say this: a lot of people say, Doug, how can you say that? And you didn't want us to have Steve Wilkes. That's a difference. Because again, we actually did a process of looking at coaches. We didn't fire him and then have a coach line up right 2 days afterwards. Mike Vrabel is a good coach, nothing against him, but for the way that the color of your skin doesn't get the same length or opportunity that other people get, that's an issue. That's an issue.
That's a situation I had with the Raiders, and I got a lot of hate for that. But Antonio Pierce, what quarterback did he have?
None whatsoever.
And he had to
give him a chance to get one, if you ask me.
And I guarantee you, Josh McDaniels will be a head coach again.
No, Josh McDaniels is about to be the OC of the Patriots.
OC, and that's what he's saying. Yeah. It won't be long.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamar said he's a Pats fan. Okay.
And I'll say this too about Mayo. Was he the best coach to have? No. They rushed him in that spot.
Yep.
To be real.
Yep.
He should have never been the head coach that soon.
Yeah.
They thought it was going to be Josh McDaniels, but they put that man in a situation to fail. And I'll say Kraft, he said that. But why not give him one more year with better talent to see what you have?
That's right.
Yep.
He was just
that was nasty work right there.
So look, I'm gonna throw another one out. How do you guys feel about Ben Johnson going to the Bears?
I'm a Panthers fan. I can't speak on it.
I'm a Falcons fan, and I can.
That was probably the best fit for him, though.
Man, what you say?
They got a defense. They got a defense. Okay, they got a young quarterback. You have an established running back. You got weapons at the wide receiver spot. what they got to do. They got to fix that damn offensive line.
O-line.
You get that group in there with his creativity, and next year you see Caleb Williams out there faking falling down and throwing touchdowns to damn DJ Moore.
You may not
we
like
all
it.
gonna be like, you may not like
Yeah.
it, but we're gonna be like, damn. Yeah, hey, so I think he let me tell you, he looked at that situation, he looked at Caleb Williams and was like, I can work with that. Yeah.
I go here.
So I'm gonna say this too. DJ Moore is gonna have a spectacular year in his offense.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he is. Oh my God.
And then I'm gonna tell you another name, Rome Aduzie.
Rome Odunze.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
And then you gotta look at the running back. Swift doesn't have any competition behind him. So
Nope.
it's gonna be interesting in Bear Country next year. I really think, it's gonna be very interesting. Again, I know this is on paper, but right now I didn't like it because, again, I did want him to come back home, come back to Carolina. But I mean, we got our coach. I believe in Dave Canales, but it is going to be interesting to see what Ben Johnson can do with his weapons in that team now.
Yeah. And when he was at Detroit, I never heard him speak or come to the mic for anything. His first comments, if that ain't Chicago Bear, I don't know what it is. The Amon-Ra St. Brown was talking crap to him. I know y'all heard what they said to each other.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen
it. What they say?
And the dude came out and said he wanted to go against Green Bay twice a year.
He gonna itch on them.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Man.
So look,
them boys finna get ready to run through a wall for this head coach, man.
So
I guess I got to be the hater.
I want to hear if everybody wants to. How do you guys feel about this Buccaneers news that we got? Maybe.
Oh my God!
Before we went live. I mean, if everybody doesn't know, supposedly their OC took a contract extension to be the highest paid offensive coordinator. Basically, went MIA today. It came out that his son was supposedly sick. Then, but he was in Jacksonville all day today too. And
with the owner,
Florida, Jacksonville and Tampa Bay are not close in proximity at all. So,
you got to cross the state.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys feel about that? Is it foul play? Did he do it wrong, or is he just doing a filler? Because I honestly think he's going to take the job with the GM being gone. Who was the problem?
He ain't got no choice. He got Balky fired.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. He's going to Jacksonville.
So
yeah.
That's the way it's looking. Okay. That's the way.
It gets nastier. Yeah. It gets nastier, nephew.
Go ahead.
It's real nasty work.
Go ahead.
So I know you was getting ready for the show. So I don't know if you heard this twist as a part of the plot, but they were saying that Robert Saleh had just landed in Jacksonville for his meeting tomorrow with them. That's nasty work.
But my thing is, though, with Saleh, it was already reports that he was going to go back to San Francisco to be a DC.
Yes.
That's
okay. I didn't know that now, AJ. Yeah.
Now that's nasty work. If he go back to San Francisco, oh boy.
Because he was in discussions with the Jags. Like, Doug, this all broke down, 50 minutes ago?
Yeah.
So Saleh was supposed to meet with them today. The Khan family ghosted him. So he's back to San Francisco on the plane. Liam Cohen was supposed to sign that contract last night, but he didn't.
The owner,
the owner ghosted Saleh to go meet with Liam Cohen.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Wow. He just practicing the ghost Jacksonville for London.
Yeah, really?
He might.
We're gonna wake up one morning and say, "Man, what happened to the Jaguars? They're in London now."
Right.
They're gonna pack up and leave.
Right. We found out on that Sunday morning, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 9:30 games on the schedule. Yeah.
But the fact that Balky got fired though yesterday, out of all days, because they fired him in the middle of the week. Usually, you get fired on the Monday or Tuesday.
On a Monday, yep.
So
and AJ, out of nowhere, wasn't nobody discussing his firing, man.
No, they kept. They were gonna keep him.
Yep.
So I think he's taking that job, and it's probably gonna be breaking news tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, fellas, go ahead and give me your Sunday conference championship prediction for the Super Bowl. CJ, you the closest to me, so who you got?
Chiefs over the Bills, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Commanders over the Eagles.
Love it.
All right, AJ, what you got?
I'm gonna take Kansas City and the Eagles, a rematch.
All right, Big Aunt, what you got?
That's strong. I'm gonna have to agree with y'all on Kansas City. As much as I'd like to not see them with the threat of a three-peat. But man, I'm hopeful for Washington, man. A lot of people, Craig, I know you said earlier, nephew.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I stop now? Okay. Dougie, I know you said earlier that you weren't mad with what's his name going to Buffalo, right?
Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott. So, and a lot of people kind of feel like when somebody used to be with us and they're somewhere else, you don't want to see them do well. I really do want to see Dan Quinn get another shot to win a Super Bowl.
And I see what you're saying because what happened with Atlanta. I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put Washington in there against the Chiefs.
Okay. What you got in the car?
I got Chiefs over Bills in a close one. Then I got the Commandos blowing out the Eagles.
Blowing out is crazy.
Blowing out the Eagles.
Blowing out is crazy.
By blowing out, I mean 14 points, 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Hey, but who? Hey, we
and when it happened, just remember, I said it.
You got it.
Will do.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate the fellas pulling up, man. We got one more thing to talk about. The East and West Shrine game is next week, along with the Senior Bowl. I will be in attendance to the game, and also I will be at practice next Sunday and Tuesday. We will be dropping player interviews on our membership side. They will not be available to the public. So if you want access to those interviews of the players that we are going to be interviewing, you definitely need to go ahead and grab a membership on that side. We also, again, we have a collab with one of our big Panther content creators next week to talk about a topic that we will be dropping first in the membership side and then dropping it to the public later in the week. So again, we're trying to cater and show more to our members to get them more access to things before we drop it here on live on the YouTube side. So if you do want to go ahead and be a part of that and what's coming in February, again, make sure you grab that membership badge on your way out. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button as well, and also subscribe as well. I know we have a mixed crowd tonight, some on X and some on YouTube. If you're on X, go ahead, head over to YouTube, subscribe, go ahead and drop a like as well on your way out. Again, CJ, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at. And then we're going to go line AJ and then Nakari and Uncle Ray. If y'all got to say something, go ahead, CJ.
All right. Again, y'all can find me on my new YouTube channel, Carolina's Armchair GM CJ. And you can find me at all social media at Armchair GM CJ.
All right. Go ahead, AJ.
Just find me on YouTube, All Pro Sports Talk. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, yeah, Doug, I already know.
You can't do my spiel. I'm back now, so I can't have you do that spiel, man.
Man, you was gone for like 6 months.
All right, AJ, chill out. Chill out.
I'm glad I wasn't the one that had to bring it up.
I mean, he ain't lied.
What you got, Nakari or Red Swarm? What you got? What you fellas got?
Hey, Doug, can I do Red Swarms for him?
Go ahead. I gotta see this one. Go ahead.
Hey, my name is Red Swarm, y'all. You can find me on a Carolina Panthers content creator podcast near you.
He ain't never lied. Okay, he ain't never lied.
Yeah, y'all know the voice. You know, smooth old man from the South. You know, I drive a Cadillac with 17s and spokes on it. So you know where to find me.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Hey, look, got a part in my head and brush my hair to the side. Boy, you been
Oh God.
You better believe it.
Hey man.
Man, I ain't got nothing to say. Just shout out Coach Bates from the Panthers. He's the special teams coordinator for the East team in the
We'll
Shrine
be out
Bowl.
there. I
So,
will
you
be
know,
out there. Trust me. I'm gonna try
shout
to
out
get
to him.
to him.
But nah, you can't find me anywhere, so don't look. And yeah, good show, everybody.
Hey, let me go ahead and shout out our new members along with our members. I appreciate Mr. Hunky Dory go ahead and grabbing that membership badge. Also giving us a $2 super chat. Red Swarm giving a $10 super chat. Illmatic joining, grabbing a membership out there. Also Red Swarm sending another super chat as well, along with our members of Red Swarm, Nellis Creations, Dig It, Bleezo, CJ, B. Amos, Antonio McClanahan, Keen Blaze, Derek B, Chillin 7186, and Uncle Quan. Again, I appreciate everybody that has grabbed a supporter badge. Also, if you have not, we still appreciate it. Again, you have time to grab it before the Super Bowl. And once the Super Bowl is over, we'll go ahead and give the details of what's going on as well. Our members, you guys will get that information a week prior to the Super Bowl. So stay connected to the community chat and the community section on YouTube. Again, I appreciate everyone for showing up tonight, everyone supporting. Again, from the super chats, from the likes and new subscribers. As always, it's your man C Dougie over here at What's Up, Doug. I'm not gonna do three things like my big brother does, CJ, but I want everybody to stay safe, stay blessed, and until next time.
You just stole the three things. What do you mean?
You just did me, bro.
I did it anyway.
Y'all,
Did it smooth too, did it? Did it smooth too?
Hey, thank you, Red. I saw that. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. Everybody take care. Everybody have a good night.